I have single-handedly destroyed Barcelona. As a new manager and also bribing my way into becoming the owner of the club, I have decided that we're gonna let go of every real player and only do a youth academy rebuild. Now it's time for me to explain the rules of this Youth Academy career mode. If you don't know how a normal Youth Academy career mode goes, you can check a explanation in the descriptions. But the main difference between those kinds of Youth Academy career modes and this one is that I'm not allowed to sign any players at all whatsoever, not even regens. The only players I'm allowed to sign are former players of the club. So basically a Youth Academy player that we may sell throughout the series, we can buy them back, but even such players will have certain limitations. Now there are a few things you have to bear in mind about this career mode. Firstly, we are starting in Season 2. Secondly, we are starting in the second division of Spanish football because that's the lowest division of Spanish football that there is in FIFA 23. And thirdly, we have a first team full of Youth Academy players and we have an actual Youth Academy full of other prospects that we could be promoting, as you can see in the background. Now from time to time you will see real players leaving the club. Yes, there are still real players in the team, but as the seasons go on we will be selling them, since in Season 1 I couldn't technically sell them because they were out on loan to other clubs. Now I will confess I'm not the best at developing players, but I do know a thing or two about how to get them to their full potential. But if you have any tips, tricks and maybe any development plans you want to suggest for our Youth Academy players, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. These are going to be our first scout reports in the Youth Academy for Season 2, and to be honest we do get a few good players, especially from Spain. We get a very promising Yavi Santana, and in South Africa we do find ourselves a prospect as well. So yeah, for the first month of Season 2, that's a pretty good youth scout report. But it is now time to get out of the office and onto the field, as we are about to have our first official game as the La Masia Legends against Villarreal B. How will we do in our first game? To be honest, I'm expecting probably a loss. We're the worst team in the league. So yeah, we can still remain optimistic, but I'm gonna be honest with you all, I don't expect us to win this game. Villarreal B are the team that kicks off match day 1 of La Liga Smart Bank. Things are looking pretty dicey as our backline have already been exposed here. Lopez is not really anywhere to be found. He's been caught out of position. They take a shot, but thankfully our 6'3" goalkeeper Navarrete is able to save us this time. However, they do have a corner. They can still create something from here, but my team is very good at keeping corners out, as we can show here by Lopez clearing it out, but they still have the ball. Villarreal on the edge of the box. They could take a shot, they could try to play it inside, which is something that they're trying to do, but the defensive shape tries to remain solid. We are struggling, but thankfully they drag their shot wide. In the 16th minute, Crespo passes the ball to Bakker. Bakker gives it to Escobar, who's able to send Bakker through. He pushes the ball forward. The Dutch striker puts it past the goalkeeper to score the first goal of our La Liga Smart Bank season. Could we actually win this game? Villarreal B does not like the prospect of us winning the game, and they pile the pressure on, even earning themselves a corner, and they are able to fashion something quite dangerous here. We're struggling to keep it out, and once more my defending and my poor FIFA skills are being exposed here, as a bit of trickery gets them an open lane into the box, and just like that they're able to cut it back and dice us up way too easily. It's almost halftime and once more we are on the back foot. It feels like every time we're defending, it feels like playing the lottery, playing a casino game on whether or not we're going to be able to hold off this attack. This time, they dice us up once more. They're able to take a shot, but thankfully once more, our reliable number 1, Navarrete, with a beard at the age of 16, is able to keep that shot out. But we don't have much time to celebrate it as they are on the attack. Thankfully, Escobar intercepts, but he can't keep the ball. And Villarreal are still on the ball. They're still on the attack. They should have probably taken a shot there, but we're not going to complain. We're going to take what we're given, and now we're the ones on the attack. Escobar on the ball. He's able to find Kramer, another Dutch winger, another Dutch attacker, but unfortunately, well, he's not able to do anything with that attack. It is now halftime and I decide to make a few tactical changes, but looking at this squad, I feel so bad. I feel so horrible. This is such a terrible squad, but the fact that we've been able to stay in this game to bring the fight to Villarreal is pretty impressive, because consider this. the other team we're playing against has high 60s to low 70 players. Yeah, well, it was bound to happen at some point. Villarreal were on one more attack, and once more, the CPU decides to cut the ball back again, and is now 2-1 to Villarreal B. But if you think that we're gonna give up there, nah, we're not doing that. In fact, we make a substitution, bringing on Peter Simon, another Dutch striker, who's only good at running fast, but right now, that is what we need, and hopefully he will prove to be useful. Now we're the ones putting pressure on Villarreal in the 70th minute. In the 80th minute, we do get the ball into the danger area. They clear it out, but we get it back. Crespo gives it to Escobar. Escobar to Bakker, who's been a good player in this team so far. Escobar gets himself the opportunity to shoot, but unfortunately, that shot is saved. But have no fear, we have a corner. Something could happen here. We try to get the ball into the box, but it gets headed away by the first man. I think we might have to change our corner taker. And yeah, unfortunately for that, that would be our last significant play in this game, as now Villarreal were the ones on the attack. And let me tell you, they ran that clock down as best as they could. So yeah, that's GG's. We did our best. Honestly, like I said earlier, I did not expect us to win this game, but the fact that this team stayed into the match for the full 90 minutes brings me a bit of hope that maybe, just maybe, I won't get sacked in the first month of this career mode. But it's been decent. Now it's time for us to move on to the second game, or whatever video has popped up here. I'll see you for that one.